I have been summoned to give some artist recommendations for Ultra Miami that is coming up next weekend. I'm a little late to the game. Here are some of the artists that I would recommend checking out at Ultra Music Festival. Today's video, we're just going to talk about the music. Originally, this person asked for house artists, but I'm going to go through the whole lineup, give you my thoughts, some recommendations, things like that. I haven't dove into this lineup too much. So this will kind of be like a first glance of it. And then I'm going to round out with maybe my top 5 set recommendations for you guys to check out for Ultra Music Festival Miami, whatever we want to call it. I think it's Ultra Music Festival Miami. If I've never been, if you want tips, guidance, things like that, I'm going to point to my girls, Emma Capotis and Baby Howell's channel. It's a lengthy one. Let me zoom in here. Jeez. Go ahead and start with what are quote unquote the headliners. We're just going to go through each of these. You guys seem to like the long in-depth one. We are kicking it off strong with Adam Beyer, Back to Back Cerez D, which is something I still have never seen, and I am very jealous about that. I know we also get a different Eric Prydz set that is also worth noting here, but we will get to that. This is definitely a specialty back-to-back that is definitely worth seeing. That is one of those things about Ultras. They definitely bring these specialty type acts and sets that make it really hard to turn down, and you'll see what I mean as we get further into this lineup. I'm just seeing some of these and I'm like, whoa. Moving on to Afrojack. This is going to be your 1, 2, 3 jump hype up set. I know some people absolutely love seeing Afrojack. Me in like 2013, 2014 would have been very hyped. Afrojack now, not my personal style, but he is a good high energy set if you really need it. He probably is placed at the main stage also, so you get that insane production. Alesso is always a really feel good vibe. Like Alesso just takes me back. Alesso would be someone to see at Ultra. Like it's just one of those like things. If you've never been to Ultra, like you have to see Alesso. You also have to see Martin Garrix. Like it's just one of those like christening moments, right? That's when you know you're at Ultra Miami, is with a set like Alesso, a set like Martin Garrix, a set like Swedish House Mafia. You know what I mean? I would be pumped to see Alesso. I saw him at EDC Las Vegas. You know, I know all of the songs. It's a good time. Armin van Buuren is another classic Ultra artist. You know, he does his A State of Trance takeover stage. This is also another type of artist that could be good to see, even if you're not into trance. Armin van Buuren is just a legend. Black Tiger Sex Machine presents Portals. This is a live exclusive. That is really interesting. I'm very intrigued by what that could be. I hope that gets live streamed because I'm very curious. I haven't heard of BTSM doing like a super live thing, and it being called Portals makes me think it's some type of specialty set. So that could be really cool to check out. I always make it a point to see Black Tiger Sex Machine. And I'm realizing we're only 5 artists in, and this list is going to be very hard to narrow down for a top 5, but I'm going to do my best. Moving into Camel Fat. Camel Fat is always such a vibe. They will definitely be at the Resistance stage. I love Camel Fat, and I saw them last year at Seismic, and they played a completely different set than I've seen from them. It was so dark. It was so good. Camel Fat's just always a solid set, 100%. Then we got Carl Cox. We got Charlotte DeWitt. Amazing sets always. You know, I will never miss a Carl Cox set. I will never miss a Charlotte DeWitt set. Charlotte DeWitt is coming my birthday weekend, and it's the best birthday present I could have ever asked for. If you want to dabble more into techno, go see Carl Cox at Ultra. Like that is just another staple artist to see. He always pulls out all the stops. And then our Queen Charlotte, like I just love her sets so much. So if you are wanting to know what techno is all about and Charlotte DeWitt is all about, go check out a set of hers. We got the Daddy King of Dirty Bird, Claude Von Stroke. I don't know if Dirty Bird has, I think Dirty Bird has done takeovers at Ultra, but I think this is the first time in a while, I'm pretty sure. Love Claude Von Stroke, always a good time. Will always be Dirty Bird fam and gang and whatnot. Closey will be there. Seeing Closey put as a headliner for Ultra is a really cool accomplishment for her. I think that is so amazing to see her on here. David Guetta. I just think of that song. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm feeling all right. I just can't get that out of my head. David Guetta, you know, I would be okay not seeing that set. That's just personally me. David Guetta takes me back, but I'm good. I'm feeling all right. You know, I'm going to have the best time of my life at another set. This Dom Dalla vintage culture back-to-back would 1000% be a cannot miss for me, honestly, because this is a rare one to come by. Like, this is rare. I've never seen this before. I've never heard of this before. I didn't even know that they were friends. So this is something that's really special. The other back-to-back being Dubfire back-to-back Kolsch. That's going to be at Resistance. Dubfire back-to-back Kolsch would also be really dope to see. That would be like some melodic techno house journey that I would be so fascinated by. And then we go into Eric Prydz Holo. That is another cannot miss. I keep saying this is a cannot miss, but I think out of all of them, seeing Eric Prydz Holo, I'm curious what stage that's going to be at. Hold on. Yeah, Eric Prydz Holo at the Resistance Megastructure. Cannot miss. Cannot miss. Because the Megastructure is like a hooded thing. I can't wait to see videos of that. That's going to be mind-boggling. I know Holo's also going to Coachella, and I don't know if they'll put that one in Sahara, but I feel like for the effects of the Holo, like I feel like it has to be somewhere covered, because in the outdoors, right, it just wouldn't work. Moving on to Ganja White Night, some wobbly bass. That's really cool to see bass getting really represented in the headliners. Gareth Emery, not too familiar with his stuff. I know that's more on the trancey side of things. Gigantic Nightmare. This is also a very specialty set. This is also a live act. Grimes. I saw my girl Grimes last year at EDC. One of my favorite sets. She had such great energy. I really loved the song she picked. I did not know what to expect. Had a great time. Really recommend seeing Grimes. I wouldn't put her in like my top 5 just yet, but I would say if you have the time, go check her out because she puts on a good show. Griffin, he's always a good time. Hardwell, I really have been digging a lot of like his more techno stuff that he's been putting out. It has really great energy to it. I've really been enjoying it. Hilo back-to-back Test Pilot is very intriguing to me because I'm very surprised that Deadmau5 would collab with Hilo, which is Oliver Heldens. And I'm not saying that Hilo is not a bad techno artist. He's just kind of a basic techno artist. Like techno by Hilo kind of always sounds the same. It's a good time. He does put on a good set, but I'm very surprised because Test Pilot is Deadmau5, who, you know, I was just surprised to see that back to back. But if you love techno, I feel like it could be a really good balance of the two, if I'm being honest. Jaws back to back Sudden Death. Aid back in 2016, 2017 would be down for this. I probably would still be down for this because that's one of those specialty B2Bs that you might not see, you know. It's definitely something worth noting and worth checking out if you catch my drift. Joris Vorn, do like his music, pretty similar to like a Boris Brejcha even. Could be something interesting to check out. I haven't seen him live before. It's not KX5, I've learned. They go by K5. So Cascade and Deadmau5, they just go by K5. So we've been saying KX5 this whole time. I saw an interview and I was like, oh, cool. Noted. I've been saying KX5 this whole time. I saw them at EDC. Definitely a good set. I love the way that they combine their sounds. I think this is another specialty act. Definitely to check out if you haven't. Keizo, always a good high energy time to check out. Looks like he has a live component, which I didn't know he was doing a live component before, which I think is really cool. Liquid Stranger, experimental, Wakan vibes. That's awesome. MIA. Is this the MIA of like, all I want to do is that the MIA takes me back. They're actually going to be at Ultra. Hold on. Oh my gosh, it's on their Spotify. They are playing Ultra. It's live and exclusive, but is there DJing? Like, what is going on here? I am so intrigued. Oh my God. I would go to that for the vibes and just to hear, because when Paper Planes came out, hold on, let me pull this up. When did Paper Planes come out? 2007. So I was 12 years old singing this song. That is a throwback. I would be there. And I always thought MIA was just like such a badass, right? So that would be pretty high up there for me. Also pretty high up there, Masioplex back-to-back Michael Bibi. There's something about Masioplex's music that just feels so like sexy and seducing and like hypnotic and mesmerizing. And you tie that in with Michael Bibi, who also has like very sexy tech house, like, you know, these two together is very intriguing to me. And I'm very curious to see what kind of vibe they have. Marshmello. I don't have much to say. I'm not a big Marshmello girly anymore. Just not doing it for me, honestly. But if he plays a set like he did back in 2016, 2017, that would give me a lot of nostalgia and serotonin, but that's just me. Martin Garrix, like I said, I feel like that's a rite of passage. You go to Ultra, you see Martin Garrix. So I would definitely recommend that if you can. I thought I saw Swedish House Mafia. Yeah, I feel like Martin Garrix is just a rite of passage. Same with Swedish House Mafia. And it really bothers me that Swedish House Mafia is at the bottom of this lineup because they just want to be like, hi, we're different than everyone else. This is an exclusive. Like, come on. I hate it, but I love it. But whatever. I'm curious, out of all of Swedish House Mafia, I'm curious if all of them are Leos because they are all giving Leo energy. That's my random intrusive thought for this video. Moving on to another back-to-back, Nicole Modaber and Chris Liebing. I'm actually seeing Chris Liebing for the first time at Seismic Dance Event, so very curious about him as an artist. I'm not too familiar with him. Nicole Modaber, she is mommy. She is also going to be at Seismic Dance Event. Really awesome techno artist. Like, she knows how to curate a set, curate a vibe. I'm sure with Chris Liebing, that's also going to be a good time. I mean, you really can't go wrong with anyone on the Resistance lineup. Like, truly cannot go wrong. Another back-to-back, we got Oliver Heldens doing back-to-back Chami. That would be a really good time. That's probably going to be at main stage. Then we have Rez. I don't have much to add here. I like Rez. Like, I have nothing against her. I've just seen her a lot. If you love Rez, you know, you will have a great time. I have just found the sets sound pretty same. But if you've never seen Rez, it is a little bit of a mind boggle, and it is a good time, and it's kind of like, whoa. So that could be good to see. I saw her at EDC 2021, and I was like, it was pretty cool with all the visuals and stuff. So if there's one thing, go see the production with her music and the visuals, and it'll be a good time. Steven Botson, more techno type artist. He has a live component, Subtronics. We all know and love Subtronics. Subtronics is always a good time. I think this is his first time playing Ultra, I'm pretty sure, which would be wild. I feel like he'll go nuts for that. Tale of Us has been having like a huge moment with like their Afterlife brand and everything like exploding even more this past year. I have a feeling that set is going to be really packed, but I also feel like visually they're going to do some really awesome things. Tiesto's always a good time. Timmy Trumpet's a good time. Vinny Vici's doing a 10 years specialty performance of some sort. Vinny Vici I have seen before, and it's always feel good. It's just like feel good, high energy. Zed is another one that is like, if you were going to Ultra, that's probably someone you want to see. Like, it just gives Ultra, you know, and it like makes you want to put your candy on and like rave, you know. So yeah, that's I put Zed in the same thing as like Alesso, and then also Martin Garrix, Swedish House Mafia. Like, when I would see videos of Ultra, I would think of those artists, and of course Avicii, rest in peace. But when you think of Ultra, like, you think of those types of artists, you know what I mean? And of course, you know, now it's developed into, you know, having techno and house and all of these other subgenres and whatnot. But that's what I think about when I think about Ultra. It has taken me 20 minutes just to go through the headliners. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. let's get into the supporting acts. I want to add in here, I'm going to skip over some names. For one, it was hard to read some of these logos. Two, the names I did not know. It's just because I don't know these artists. I'm not familiar with them. There were a couple that I have not heard of before. So even I want to go back through this lineup and like discover some new ones. Like I said, this was my first time running through this lineup. So normally I do take some time beforehand, but this was kind of like a later request. So I just didn't get a chance to. But yeah, so if I skip over a name, be nice to me in the comments. I'm doing the best I can. It's a lengthy lineup. And also the logos were very hard to read on some of these. 100 Drums I have heard really good things about. I have not seen her myself, but heard great things about her at Electric Forest. Andy C, some drum and bass, and Fisa Letiago, really up and coming and rising techno artist. I would definitely want to see her. I've heard great things about Apache. I'm pretty sure Apache is going to be at Electric Forest, and I'm excited to finally see him. Becky Hill, my girl is making her rounds, and I am so happy for her cashing in on that check. If you don't know who Becky Hill is, she is an iconic artist and she's an amazing vocalist. You guys have probably heard her on a lot of different songs, a lot of house songs. She's amazing. She played at Cross and I'm so insanely jealous of all the people that got to see her. And if you are going to Ultra, I would have her on my list, honestly. I think it's definitely going to be fun, high energy, and nice change in, you know, all the electronic music. Black V-neck, tech house duo, always a good time. Blastoise, I'm pretty sure, is hard dance. Cedric Gervais is another kind of classic artist. There's some of these people I don't know. And then we have these other artists that I'm like, what does this even say? Crank That. Love Crank That. I've been loving his TikTok content. I would definitely be curious to see what a set of his is like. Detweeka's hard dance. Dabin is always like a feel good, future bass vibey kind of set. He always has a live component to it. Dada Life is always very high energy. So is Darren Styles. Death Pact, if you like Rez, you might like Death Pact as well. Dioro, another high energy set. Dimension for some drum and bass. Dr. Funk, I'm not too familiar with. I've heard the name. I'm not sure what type of genre that is. Dub Vision, same thing. Dub Vision sounds like it's hard dance. I can't remember. Sam Felt and Jonas Blue. I think they're doing this set called Endless Summer or something like that. That's what that like infinity sign is. That's very hard to read on this lineup. Enrico San Giuliano, I saw for the first time, a really awesome techno artist. He was one of my favorite sets from Seismic Dance Event last year. He's engaged or married to Charlotte DeWitt. I don't know if they've gotten married yet, but I really enjoyed his set. I definitely would see again. Fairlane sounds familiar. I think Fairlane could be future bass or deep house. Fetty Legrand, I feel like has been around. Same with Ferry Corsten, I think is trance. Frank Walker, house music. Frankie Wah. This is someone that I definitely would be interested in seeing. He is melodic techno, house. Carl Cox has a collaboration with him, if that speaks to anything. Yeah, Frankie Wah would be someone interesting to see. He has a set on his YouTube channel if you want to get a vibe, a live set that I really enjoyed. And I think that was for his album release or something that was really good. Gigi McGree, I love her voice. I think she's super talented and her sets are always pretty fun. Ida Enberg, back-to-back Maya Jane Coles. This is another set if you like techno or like house and techno that takes you on a journey. These two can curate a vibe 1000%. Elon Bluestone is trance, I'm pretty sure. Ilario Alicante is house techno. Xoxo, I have been wanting to see. This is a really up and coming rising trap bass artist. If you like Arl Grime, you would like Xoxo. Jeffrey Sartorius sounds familiar, and I'm pretty sure that he used to be a part of Dash Berlin, and then he broke off and became Jeffrey Sartorius. So pretty similar, like progressive house type music. Joel Corey for some like feel good house music. He does have a song with Becky Hill, I'm pretty sure. Juliet Fox, this is a up and coming techno artist that I think everyone should have on their radar. I think she's super talented. Casablanca, I've had on my list to see, would love to see them. Kill the Noise, always good energy. I haven't seen Kill the Noise in a while, but I always really enjoyed his sets. For bass music. Kyle Kinch, this is a house artist I definitely recommend checking out. I feel like he would bring a really cool vibe. This is someone I've been wanting to see. Little Texas for some hard dance. There's a lot of really good hard dance artists on this lineup. I do not know this one. Is it Lubelski? I can't even read that. I think it might be Lubelski, which is house. Lucille Croft, pretty similar, like kind of dark bass, similar to like a Death Pack, similar to like a Rez. Luigi Madonna, back-to-back Robert Cafuno. I have to guess that could be techno, maybe house. Mala, classic house. I honestly have not seen Mala in a while because his sets have started to sound the same. I would hope that maybe he's starting to do something different. Methame, if you like Tale of Us, you would like Methame. We saw Methame, EDC Las Vegas. I would love to see them again. Mind Against, I'm pretty sure, is drum and bass. More Kismet, really incredible bass artist. Nicky Romero, pretty classic, like high energy type set. Note Low, I knew about, has recently caused some controversy this week. Experimental bass type artist. If you're curious about that, maybe go search Twitter or Reddit about what's going on. It's like a whole sampling thing discussion. I'm curious if, this artist is going to still be on this lineup. Like, I'm curious if it's going to get taken that far, honestly. But very interesting that they're on this lineup and all of this is going on. Pop Off back-to-back Space 92 presents Turbulences. My boyfriend actually just saw this set. He loves techno. And he was like, it was a really good techno set. So definitely going to recommend that to you guys. I don't know this next one. Raycola. That's what it looks like. I think this is house. I'm pretty sure. Shiba-san is always a good time. Sub-Zero Project is hard dance. I don't even know what Tony Jr. These logos, like, I think someone posted this on Twitter. Like, when you are doing a festival lineup, just do their names. Just do the names, because like some of these logos, like, what are some of these logos? I'm sorry. Vanessa, my girl, absolutely love her. Always a good high energy tech house set. Same with Walker and Royce. And because, Claude Van Stroke is here, there's definitely a Dirty Bird takeover happening on one of the stages on one of the days. You could definitely tell that. Let me see. Dirty Bird takeover at the Cove. We got Kyle Kinch, Raycola, Lubelski, Shiba-san, Vanessa, Claude Van Stroke, Walker and Royce. So yeah, those are all house artists. If you're looking for house music that day, you could live at that stage, honestly. William Black, great future bass artist. Absolutely love him. And he just seems like a nice person. And then we have Yuki, which is always a good high energy bass set for sure. I haven't seen Yuki in a long time, but I walked away from that set like, whoa. Additional support I'm not too familiar with. And then we have Swedish House Mafia as the exclusive artist because they like to be at the center of everything. Okay. Great. We are digesting. We are taking all of that in. When it comes to house music, you can't go wrong with anyone on the Dirty Bird stage on Sunday at the Cove. You can't go wrong with any of those artists. You got Kyle Kinch, you got Raycola, Lubelski, Shiba-san, Vanessa, Claude Van Stroke, and Walker and Royce. Other house recommendations. Also, Charlotte DeWitt, she's doing her set on the main stage. Pop off, queen. Pop off. For other house artists and performances, I would recommend Dom Dalla back-to-back Vintage Culture. Grimes, I would recommend. Oh, hers is a live set. That's interesting. I would also recommend Masioplex back-to-back Michael Beebe. There really is a good diversity among all of the genres, I will say. So when it comes to house music, you're really looking at, some of these because there's a lot of techno, honestly, and a lot of like house and techno. There's definitely like that overlap here. So I would probably recommend what I recommended. Dirty Bird stage, and then also the Dom Dalla back-to-back Vintage Culture. That's just my kind of house music, though. I mean, you obviously have Martin Garrix, you have Zedd, you have Sam Felt, back-to-back Jonas Blue, you have Oliver Heldens, back-to-back Chami, you have Mala. You know, you can definitely find the house music that you like, and you can definitely find a lot of it. That's just what I'm going to recommend. If I were going to Ultra Music Festival Miami and I had only 5 sets to pick that I wanted to see, my first one would be Eric Prydz presents Holo. I think that's self-explanatory. My second must-see set would be Masioplex back-to-back Michael Bibi. I think that set is going to be a vibe, and I think seeing specialty sets like that are fun. My third one would be Dom Dalla back-to-back Vintage Culture. Another fire back-to-back that I think is just, it's gonna do it. It's just going to do it. They're going to do it, you know? My fourth must see, which by the way, these are in no order. I'm just going intuitively here. MIA. I mean, all I want to do is you got to throw it back to that, right? If she doesn't play that, I'm going to be surprised. But I think that's really cool, and that is rare to come by. My fifth one, I really might surprise everyone with this one. My fifth must see, I got to give it to Becky Hill. I got to see my girl. I think she's going to be amazing. She has an amazing voice, and I would just love to see her. So I'm going to say Becky Hill and leave it at that. This was a long video. I really went in on the Ultra Music Festival Miami lineup. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you have the most amazing time. I hope you stay safe and have a blast for me. I will be on vacation and I will not be connected to any service. So when I come back, I'm excited to see all the videos, hear your guys' thoughts on all of that. When it comes to tips and things like that, like I said, go to my girl Emma Capotis and BB Howell's pages. They will definitely help you out and make you feel prepared. But that is all for me today. If you enjoyed today's video, give me a like and hit that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button to vibe with me. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.